It is Monday, and I gotta say this, as an entrepreneur, business leader, manager, or just hard worker, you've probably failed one time or another. You probably know what that's like. And a result, you've probably learned a life lesson which is invaluable. Um, but here's the problem with failure. It totally sucks. It's very uncomfortable. And it's sometimes painful. And we should avoid it at all costs, is what I think. That's why today's episode is all about teaching you how to never, ever fail ever again. Let's get right into it. Welcome, everybody, to Mindless Motivation. This is a weekly show on Mondays that I do with you. It is your most life-changing, transformational, inspirational, motivational 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so of your Monday, of your week, of your month, of your year, maybe of your entire life. I'm Nate Katanis. I'm a thought leader, life coach, business guru, thinkfluencer, and I know all of the answers. I have lots of unsolicited advice that I like to offer you, even though you didn't ask for it. That's what I'm here to do as a business thinkfluencer, thought leader, life coach, motivational speaker. So excited for today's show. It's about failure, which is something I'm not very familiar with at all. No, in fact, I've never failed. All I do is win, win, win. That's kind of what I know. That's kind of what I'm all about. So, not really too familiar with that, but when when you don't fail, you don't really learn anything. But here's the thing, you don't have to learn anything if you already know it all, right? See how those things kind of work together like that? It's kind of a perfect little combo there. If you guys are watching, I would love to know, since I'm not too familiar with failure, and I do know everything, what is a failure that you have experienced? Let me know in the comments. Drop it in the comments. It could be one of your most embarrassing failures. It could be one of your least embarrassing failures. It could be something that happened this morning on your way to work. It could be something that happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what it is. I want to know, what have you failed at? Because I am too embarrassed to share anything like that and be a leader and do that. And plus, I haven't failed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it'd be great if you guys could share it, though, with me and be vulnerable. I'd love to learn all about it. So drop it in the comments, and we'll talk about those as you guys share them. So today's guest is somebody who knows a thing or two about winning. Maybe she's failed. We don't really know. Her name is Natasha Lord. She is an entrepreneur based in South Africa, and she is absolutely hustling and grinding her way to the top, running a very successful financial and tax consultancy called Lord Business Solutions. I love talking to entrepreneurs. I love people who are doing their thing, grinding and hustling, because you know what? It's not always easy, right? Some people do fail, and maybe she has, and maybe she hasn't, but we're going to talk about it. I talked to her about how to never fail, right? Because that's what we're all about. We're teaching you guys how to never fail, right? And let's get right into that little interview clip with Natasha Lord and see what she has to say about not ever failing. We don't know how to fail. And my point is, why ever fail? To do that, don't ever try. As a society, we don't know how to fail. That's a quote from you. I even have a mug to remind me of this. Can you see that?
If you can't fail, if you don't try. That is powerful.
If you want a perfect record, no failure record, your whole point is we don't know how to fail. And my point is, why ever fail? To do that, don't ever try.
How's that working?
It looks cool on the mug. I don't.
They shouldn't have tried that. The mug should have just been blank. You shouldn't have even had a mug. You should have just kind of had nothing. Because I mean, if you have something that you've tried and somehow succeeded, that's a success.
And I gotta say, Natasha, this humbling moment. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should not look at it, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, the denial again, the plausible.
Facts, information, data, science often get in the way of confirming our biases. It's much, much easier to shove all that to the side and then just look for different whatever to support our belief systems, because changing ourselves
Yeah,
is really hard to
it's
do.
but is it not also hard to kind of stay the same?
I mean, we could try it. Like, I'll count to 3 and then we'll just stay the
Okay.
same. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, are you doing that? Oh my
That was
God.
hard. That was hard. You're right. That was actually
It's
harder.
hard. It is harder to stay the same.
We learned something today, and I think our viewers did too.
They're welcome.
Okay, so you can't fail. Major insight here. You cannot fail if you don't try. That was Natasha Lord, entrepreneur. She runs her own business consultancy, Lord Business Solutions. So you can't fail if you don't try. Man, that's just genius. You should probably, somebody should put that on a mug. Oh, imagine that. It's got the Mindless Motivation Show, something you could pick up off of Instagram or natekatenas.com if you guys are thirsty. Anyways, you can't fail if you don't try. What are some other strategies to consider? Let me know what you guys think. What are some other strategies to consider to avoid failure at all costs? Here's a couple more that I teach in my workshops when I'm teaching people how to never fail and only win. Number one, you can hide from people. Think about that. You can hide from the world completely, because if nobody can find you, you're hidden and you'll never fail because you won't actually be able to do anything at all. So hiding, playing a very long extended game of hide and go seek could be a very powerful way to never fail. Another strategy that I want to share with you guys, another strategy is to overthink every decision, right? What happens? We're overachievers, right? So we're going to overthink. Everybody here on the Mindless Motivation Show, I know that you guys are overachievers. So if we can overthink our decisions, so we never actually make a decision, we never actually do anything, we'll never fail because we won't put ourselves out there. So overthink decisions can be another powerful way to do that. And a third strategy that I like to teach people is to procrastinate. Procrastinate as much as you can. And one way that I like to procrastinate is by listing out all of my top priorities, priorities that I need to accomplish that day, right? And I'll write things out, then I'll shuffle the top ones to the very top, right? And say these 3 are the most important things that I need to do today in order to move my business forward, in order to get my whatever part of my life done, right? And then what I'll do is, instead of doing those top priorities, I'll find other things to do instead of doing the most important things. Powerful way to procrastinate, powerful way to make excuses for not getting something done, and a powerful way to never fail, okay? So hide from people, overthink your decisions, and procrastinate by not ever doing what's most important. Now, I talked to Natasha Lord further about this topic, and we talked about chasing perfection, which is another strategy that can be a powerful way to never fail. And here's what Natasha had to say about that. Stop looking at yourself in the mirror. Start looking at myself in the mirror.
And compare.
And compare yourself to me.
Self-awareness is something that you have to be able to look at the ugly parts of yourself and not deny them. You have to be able to embrace them. They don't want to confront it. They don't want to believe it's there.
I totally cannot relate to, because, when you're already perfect.
I mean, we need to stop being self-aware and we need to be Nate aware. If we're Nate aware, I think we could be perfect. And I think that's what humans need to strive for. Perfection, not harmony with what they are and who they are.
Stop looking at yourself in the mirror. Start looking at myself in the mirror.
And compare.
And compare yourself to me. What are some of the deficiencies, right? Like, Nate, $1 billion. I don't have $1 billion. Nate, you have luxurious furs that you wear in the summertime as a Speedo. My Speedos are just made out of plastic. By just doing that exercise, you start to feel anxious and bad and lean into those feelings, right? And then the more that you lean in, you feel that way, you embody that, you really kind of drown in it as much as you possibly can. You can channel that pain to, I don't know really what they would do with that, I guess, but hopefully it helps. It's just a circle that you just can't get out of it.
Is this your life? Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if we want to talk about that. Obviously it's been great. Yeah, it's fine. Like, yeah, my dad loves me and everything. So, he never made fun of me or anything like that. And I mean, he did,
yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I had to sneeze. I sneezed. That was,
COVID? Do you have COVID? I hear that's one of the symptoms, sneezing.
Yeah. I have COVID. Yeah. That's what it was. Guys, I'm happy to report that I did take a test after that interview, and I'm COVID free, so don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm set. Okay, just had a sneeze attack. It happens to the best of us. But hey, I love what Natasha's talking about. My takeaway, again, as somebody who doesn't fail and therefore never learns anything, is to just be perfect, right? If you're perfect in the first place, then you never have to worry about failing. You're always winning. And you don't feel that discomfort of failure when it happens, right? So the pain, the discomfort, all that kind of stuff goes away completely, and you're just a winner all the time. And that's what this is all about, guys. Teaching you how to win so that you can do more, live more, be more in whatever it is that you want to do, because it's mindless motivation, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys. So excited that you're here. It's Monday, and we got to close this thing out with a quote like we always do. The quote of the day: you miss 100% of the shots that you don't make. Now look at that closely. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't make. Some of you guys are saying, okay, hold on a second. Wayne Gretzky or Michael from The Office, Michael Scott. Okay, here's the deal. Their quote was, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. But I'm saying that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't make. Okay? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't make. So make them all. Be perfect. That's my point, right? Never fail. Don't ever try. And you will succeed. I think. Guys, that's all we have time for. Mindless Motivation Monday. So excited for you to get out there. Take on the day. Live more, be more, do more. And let's get out there and do it all right.